These are the criteria for how you get affiliated. Conclusive 1, getting a 1, leaving apart the whether 1 is a good bar. I don't think it is. Some of those are pretty solid. If you are founded by somebody from the RSS, by Protarch, okay, fine. But you go down here to possible. Okay, has sent money to sung organizations, maybe. Here's one. References to identifiable sung terminology in published material. So basically use the same language that some sung group has, you get a quarter point.
Well, also not using their language.
Right,
Like
exactly.
using the language of this pal guy's
Yeah.
terminology.
Yeah. We've also got has been praised by some media mouthpiece. We talked about that. So if somebody likes you or says something about you, regardless of what you think about it, you get a quarter point. Everyone gets a quarter point, apparently. Sung affiliation attested to by media source. So basically somebody writes something about you. Could be total shit, but yes, you get a quarter point. Possesses dense family ties to a sang organization. Basically somebody in your family is affiliated, you get a quarter point.
Because all families agree politically, always.
Right.
Which actually, on a sidebar, and like I feel fine saying this because I don't have this problem, but some of you others do. Like, if you're from Gujarat, like that pretty much, like, isn't that most Gujarati people? I mean, who doesn't have
what is it,
some
like 2
family
degrees in
member?
Narendra Modi?
Exactly. I mean, I don't have that problem. Like, you have that problem. So yes, you are possibly like just alone.
Okay, fine. And here's the final one before we move on to talking about our accusations here. Has been, where is it? Possesses inferred affiliation to sung affiliate. Basically, we think you might be, so therefore you are.
That's quite,
yeah.
Wow, that's good.
Okay.
Research.
Academically sound. Love it.
Yeah.
It's from Yale, so it must be right.
No, this isn't from Yale. He did a fellowship at Yale. Yale's off the hook.
Yeah, but he must be.
Exactly.
But this is the thing where it's like you put lipstick on a pig, is still a pig.
Yes,
this is an Excel spreadsheet with a bunch of bullshit data that they made up, that they put in. Then they make a little fancy network graph, and then they're like, "Oh my god, look at this, dense network ties," right?
Yeah.
But isn't there something where it's like you have to be accredited? You can apply to access the data if you are pre-screened and accredited.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, here we go. I will do another share just so people know that we're not making this up. We're doing a better job documenting and sharing publicly all of this. They do have a data set here. This is a Sciences Po. Right. Access to seeing the song, that's the data set, is restricted. However, interested researchers and journalists...
It is a spreadsheet.
I know. This is not the spreadsheet.
Science in it. It must be scientific.
No, this is not the spreadsheet, Raj. I was hoping that it was all this and you could still get it, but no. This is just like a reference. Where were we? You're invited to submit proposals to access to see it. However, you have to provide accreditation, and then they're going to review it and get it back to you in 4 weeks. So basically, anyone on this call, anybody that knows us on this call, anybody that's in the same room as us on this call, isn't ever actually seeing what we've been accused of. They're not going to let us see it.
Just to be clear, go ahead.
Okay, well, I was just going to say, so they spend, 6 years building this elaborate database that we cannot see, and it's supposed to highlight all these connections. And then quietly, basically, they talk about all these connections, and then we find out that, well, they're legally independent, locally governed, and doing basic services work. So maybe they're not shells. Yes, they are shells. They're not. I just don't get it. Like, this gives pretty good competition to Mukta Joshi's database.
Which database
this is
that?
Not normal. Like, oh yeah, remember Mukta? She did that thing about where she cherry picked a bunch of information about our Hinduphobia.
With her definition of hate crimes.
Yes,
not
with her definition of hate.
Yep.
Yes. But this is not normal. Like, most people, when they publish data like this, they actually make the data available because that's the whole point. Like, there's so much data journalism out there. There's so many, data sets you can download. I mean, it is always about transparency because in science, one of the basic principles is you replicate it. I don't know what kind of Indian standards they're importing, to this little, spreadsheet that they've dressed up with a network graph, but they created a closed circular system. They're making up their own stuff. They're connecting their own dots. They have this stupid little scoring system, and we're supposed to sit there and be like, oh wow, that's so impressive. That is such bullshit. Honestly, just make the data available. Like, stand by what you say. Don't hide. Like, you should be proud. You published in Caravan magazine. You said that you have unveiled the RSS, and the RSS is a gigantic organization. The BJP is the largest political party in the world. You should have that data available. Why do you have to, like, you don't even have time to sift through all the applications. How do you have time to see who's accredited?